The owner calls it basically basic. Hi, it's Bud Wilkinson. Today it's a story on a 1948 Ford F1 pickup. It's meadow green in color, has a flathead 6-cylinder engine, and a 3-speed manual transmission with a shifter on the floor of the cabin. The F1 belongs to Hal Johnston of Cromwell, Connecticut, and has been in his family for more than 50 years. What's the history of the vehicle? How long have you had it?
Well, I've had the truck since December of 1973. It was originally a vehicle that belonged to the State Soil Conservation Department in the state of Connecticut. The person that drove it, since it was new, his name was Howard Paddock. He had a farm here in town and worked part-time for the state.
When the pickup got retired by the state, Paddock bought it and used it for 15 years.
He used it around the farm. It had some, wear and tear on it, but for the vintage and for what was around in those days, it was in pretty decent shape. He took pretty good care of it on the farm. Very little rust except for the fenders in the typical spots. But other than that, it was in good mechanical shape, and we started driving it kind of like a second vehicle.
It was certainly a propitious purchase.
When we heard that it was going for sale, and my father knew Howard Paddock from being in town, and we talked to him, and we bought it for $150. We took it down, got it inspected and so forth, did a couple of minor repairs that the DOT, Department of Motor Vehicle wanted at the time, and then we've had it ever since.
Ford launched its F-Series trucks for the 1948 model year, and the F1 lasted through the 1952 model year. Johnston's F1 isn't luxurious like today's pickups. It has crank windows and a plain bench seat. It does have some noteworthy accessories in the form of a factory grill guard and fog lamps.
I was a freshman in high school when I got it. Did some body work on it and repainted it, and I took my driving test in it. All my brothers and sisters all learned to drive standard with it. It's been involved with a couple weddings and different parades, and met quite a few people that remember a truck like that, as they would say, and come to find out it was the same truck that they worked for Paddock or had driven it at times. For
Johnston, it has immense memories. Why have you kept it all these years?
It's been kind of like part of the family. It's a fun truck to drive. It's reliable. It just has some emotional attachment to it after a while, and it was kind of unique that it was a very local truck, if you will, and kind of it had somewhat of a history to it, not just a used truck that was found in a junkyard or something. So it was kind of fun. My daughter got married 5 years ago. We had it at her wedding. She wanted it there and had some flowers decorated on it and different things. So like now, I've got great nieces and nephews, and several of them have learned to drive standard with it and kind of enjoy driving it. It's just something that's kind of like part of history, and it's part of the family.
Johnston says it's easy to drive.
It's really easy to take off with and drive. Like I said, it's got 3-speed on the floor. You rarely do much shifting with it because of its standard, low gear ratio, and the 6-cylinder flathead has got plenty of power, plenty of torque. It's really fun to drive. It's comfortable.
And there is the fact the 1948 F1 launched the F-Series for Ford.
I think it is very unique to still have one around that was, the first year of the F-Series. I'm sure the value's gone up in it since we've had it. I don't really look at it as an investment. It's kind of like just an old friend of the family at this point. It's something we drive, take it out, weekends and some decent days.
That's my ride. In Cromwell, Connecticut for CT Insider, I'm Bud Wilkinson.